Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees. This video is meant for people who come here and who come here regularly for the Bhagavad Gita discussion and discussion on scriptures and participate in the various events that we conduct here. So moving on, this is the NOD video 9. For those who don't know, that is Nectar of Devotion, composed by Srila Rupa Goswami, and the comments given by Srila Prabhupada. Bole Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we are on chapter number 2, the first stages of devotion. Practice means employing our senses in some particular type of work. Therefore, devotional service and practice means utilizing our different sensory organs in service to Krishna. Some of these senses are meant for acquiring knowledge and some are meant for executing the conclusions of our thinking, feeling and willing. So practice means employing both the mind and the senses in practical devotional service. This practice is not for developing something artificial. For example, a child learns or practices to walk. This walking is not unnatural. The walking capacity is there originally in the child, and simply by a little practice, he walks very nicely. Similarly, devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the natural instinct of every living entity. Even uncivilized men, like the aborigines, offer their respectful obeisances to something wonderful exhibited by nature's law, and they appreciate that behind some wonderful exhibition or action there is something supreme. So this consciousness, though lying dormant in those who are materially contaminated, is found in every living entity, and when purified, this is called Krishna consciousness. So what Srila Rupa Goswami means to say here is, practice. Whenever we practice, we may be practicing handwriting, we may be practicing how to speak, we may be practicing some artwork, some painting, some drawing, some stitching, or even for that matter creating a scientific model or anything of that sort according to our skills and intelligence. So it requires employing of all the senses. All of us know that we have 5 working senses, okay? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. So these have to be engaged somehow or the other. So it's just our choice. The long and short of it is that how do we engage these senses? Because these are practical senses that we can see, and then there are subtler senses of thinking, for thinking, willing and feeling. And whatever we do through hands or through other organs of work, we do that, we execute that. All right, so for anything, even for material execution of work, we do the same thing. So what Srila Rupa Goswami is saying is that if we are employing our senses in mundane work, in material work, it's an entanglement. Whereas if we engage our senses in devotional service, that is eyes for seeing Krishna, ears for listening about Krishna, tongue for tasting prasadam, nose for smelling the flowers that are offered to the Lord, and skin for touching the Lord's lotus feet, then automatically the contamination of the consciousness gets diminished minute after minute or day after day, whatever the case may be. So what he's saying is, this practice is not for developing something artificial. No. We are not some emotionalists who out of emotion, because we are so emotional that, artificially we are portraying our love for God just because we may have failed in our personal lives, or we may have failed in our professional lives. No, it's not like that. You take any devotee, most of the devotees, you will find that they have done well in their careers. They they are extremely talented people, even generally, and they have got enough intelligence to understand this philosophy, and it is out of sheer intelligence and very unbiased inquiry that they have come in onto this path of devotional service. Otherwise, it doesn't work artificially. Devotional service doesn't work artificially. If somebody wants to remain a brahmachari artificially, it won't work. If somebody wants to remain a grahastha in devotional life artificially, it's not possible. If somebody wants to artificially remain a sannyasi, it's not possible, because this work is done within. This work is not to be done outside. So since a lot of work is going on inside a person's mind-body system, it is projected in one or the other way outside. Suppose I don't read, suppose I don't think, I don't feel what I'm reading and what I'm thinking and feeling, it will not come through my mouth. If somebody is speaking really well, and purity is the force, as we say, then, and if it is impacting the audience, means there has been a lot of work that has gone inside the person. So that is how it impacts. Okay, so it is not artificial. Artificially we cannot preach. Artificially we cannot love God. Artificially we may be doing so many things in material world to show off the society. We may be wearing some style of dress to show off to the society. We may be trying to impress people artificially in the material world. But this is not possible when it comes to devotional service. Obviously we cannot fool God. He is sitting as Paramatma in our hearts. He is observing us from Vaikuntha as Vishnu. He is seeing us from Golok Dham in the form of Krishna. Who are we going to cheat? We cannot cheat him, and which is why cheating doesn't work in Krishna consciousness. Cheating doesn't work in devotional life. If we are honest, means we are honest. No matter, people will talk about us lot of things. They may be saying, oh, zyada dikha rahe hain, log pata nahi kya hai, aise waise. Okay, we may have our own problems. Okay, we may have our own problems. But then the very step that people are taking to detach from the material entanglement is a phase that must be entertained, and that must be encouraged, and that must be appreciated. So similarly, so that is what Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, that devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the natural instinct of every living entity. Unless people engage in devotional service, they cannot be happy. It's out of question. And which is why all our steps that we take for happiness, be it infrastructure development, be it economic development, whatever development we talk about, it's a complete failure in itself. So even, and Srila Rupa Goswami says that even the aborigines, even the most fallen and the uncivilized of people also bow down to some superior power. They may be, just outwardly praying to sun, water god, or any other demigod for that matter. Still, they respect the fact that there is a higher power, there is a supreme power that controls the whole system of the world. So this consciousness, though lying dormant in those who are materially contaminated, is found in every living entity. So Srila Rupa Goswami said, people may be atheists, people may not believe us, people may not encourage what we are doing, still this thing lies dormant. It's just that their consciousness is so contaminated, they just cannot understand that how much happiness and how much love one's heart can be filled if they try to serve the Lord, just like they are trying to serve father, mother, brother, sister, parents, or children who will not be there with them permanently. Today or tomorrow they will go. If they don't go, they will ditch you. If they don't ditch you, their love will be diminished as age would pass by. All experienced people know that as we age, the attachment becomes less and less and less. So, because love is not perfect in this material world. So some attachment is there. Obviously, some of the people are very attached. That is also material entanglement, but that gives pain. But entanglement with the Lord gives happiness in all forms. It's just that He's so auspicious that He knows how to settle things in your life. It's just that. And if you want Him, He will take you back no matter what. He, by hook or crook, He will take you back. He may follow rules, He may break rules, He may do whatever in your life. Just respect that. So thank you very much. We will stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. More in the next video. Hari Bol.